Hello again. My name is Nathan Martinez, and this is my reflection on my WP1 assignment. For this assignment, I chose an audio-style podcast. I was originally going to use my real voice, but due to sickness and a scratchy throat, I could not muster the strength to talk. Due to this fact, I decided to use an AI voice. The reason I wanted to do a podcast-style format was because I love telling people about myself. Whenever I meet new people, I will always try and tell a story about myself. I feel like stories are the best way for me to connect with others. Also, in my opinion, I feel like podcasts are very entertaining and great to just turn your mind off while you listen. I like to listen to podcasts while I do work or play video games by myself. The reason I designed my script the way I did was because I wanted to tell a story from my perspective. In my assignment, I wanted to tell the story in a way I feel people could relate to. In my WP1 I talked about Mrs. Cook, but I didn't go into it as much. Mrs. Cook was a major part of the story, but the reason I didn't talk about her much was because I wanted to feel or sound like a more personal struggle. I also will talk about my future with the gaming company. I added this because I wanted to end on a happy note and also end on my future goals and aspirations. In the world today, mental illness is something a lot of people struggle with. Many people suffer from anxiety and depression. I tried to add a bit of inner emotion that I felt people would connect with. That's why I added the part with my friend group and where I talked about the fog. The fog is a symbol for confusion or sadness. I use this terminology to make the viewer think about it. Maybe they'll connect to it too. I tried to appeal to my audience in many ways. I tried to make it relatable, easy to understand, and interesting. Using the language I did was a bit of a challenge. I'm not used to telling stories out loud for class assignments. So, I guess I just had to take a bit of a leap. Although this was my first time doing anything of the sort, I feel I did a better job than I thought I could. During the writing part of the script, I made sure to use language that was appropriate for all ages, not just school. When I look back at the feedback I was given, it was mostly just grammar. There was one comment saying I should talk about the WP1 assignment more. Of course, I listened to the feedback, and I added a bit more in the introduction. When I look back at the overall project, I'm quite proud of what I accomplished. I've learned so much while trying to complete my WP1 project. I learned the root foundation of how to create a podcast, how to tell a relatable story, and how to write a script that everyone can enjoy. Overall, this podcast may have taken a bit of time, but I enjoyed it. To conclude this reflection, I talked about my experiences in writing and creating a podcast for this assignment, learning how to communicate with varying audiences, and learning how to take feedback and apply it to my projects. Thank you for reading and/or listening to my reflection. Nathan out.